So today we're actually going to plant the 8845F, but I'm going to actually do a little different this time for you guys. So today's actually going to be a dry start method. Never, I've never showed you guys a dry start method on the channel before, so might as well do one. Now, I could set up this tank pretty quickly. I mean, all I'm missing is the mini canister, which aren't much at all, and then the main one is the CO2 system, which we're doing the same paintball as we did on the 60F, and that'll be like 250 max, right around there. So but I just don't want to. I kind of want to slowly set up all these tanks. I don't want to just do them all at once. So there's really no point. So that's why I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Rack up some money some more, and then we can go ahead and just spend the money and get the CO2 all. And then also I need an actual 88 intake, another mini intake for this tank too. But yeah, so basically I'm gonna change it up. So I think I told you guys when I escaped this video that I was gonna do Monte Carlo for the carpet. That was basically pretty much like the main plant we're going to do. I mean, we're not going to get crazy with plants. It's pretty much going to be pretty simple. Like I was saying, we might do like a few mosses, like some Ricardia, or, maybe like a few make-runs, like some S-Repens. I actually do have some S-Repens too that I might use, but who knows. With a dry start, I'm probably not going to use S-Repens, so hopefully they'll last in the cup for quite a while, and then yeah, like I was saying, maybe some like boosts here and there, but like really, I mean, I really don't want nothing like that crazy. Just basically the carpet I think would look nice. And so I actually picked out some Cuba, and I got 4 things of it, 488 cups. And so yeah, if you don't know what Cuba is, which if you've been around a while, you definitely know what it is. But it's basically dwarf baby tier, same thing. Cuba is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, aquarium plant there is, leaf size. It's definitely the smallest planting carpeting plant, and you can see, I don't know if it's going to focus real well, but you can just see how small the leaves are. It's crazy small. And I thought for this tank, this episode tiny, I think this will actually go perfect. So I'm actually going to show you guys today how to do dry start method, how to properly do it, and some tips along the way. So the first step we want to do is basically we're going to get you a spray bottle and make sure it's RO water. Don't fill it with tap or nothing, because obviously it's going to have chlorines in it and other stuff that we don't want that's going to end up causing problems with the dry start method. So the best way is just to use RO water, preferably. If you don't have any, or if you don't have like a system like I do, then go out and buy some distilled water, a gallon of it. A gallon would be plenty. I mean, that 1 gallon would probably last you the whole dry start time of your tank, depending on your size, obviously. But with a small tank like this, 1 gallon gets you totally. But yeah, you just want to get you a spray bottle, or any type of mister that you have of some sort. And the first step you'd actually want to do is we want to basically moist all the soil, just like as if we were just going to regularly plant it. That's what we're going to do. But obviously, instead of filling it up, we're going to leave it dry and put aluminum foil, or not aluminum foil, but a foil over it when we're done. But so yeah, so the first step we want to do is actually moist all the soil. So I'll show you guys that. So yeah, we'll move our light back here, and basically we just want to basically wet the soil. You don't got to get it like super soaked, but you definitely get it quite moist. Maybe get around back there. Ooh, probably moving the camera on you guys too much. But yeah, we just want to get basically, I mean, obviously the sand and stuff, you don't need to spray it all. Just basically where you're going to plant is where you want to moist pretty well. So yeah, we'll get it fairly moist just so we have something to plant to. And now I'm going to cut up all the Cuba into pieces, and I'll get right back with you guys. So I got them all cut up now, as you see. So I actually had 4 pots of it, or 4 tissue culture cups. Probably way more than I actually need. I mean, I literally could have done this whole tank with 1 cup, but I had all the extras, so obviously we're gonna have to use it. So because I have nowhere else to use the rest of the plants. But so what's good about that is we'll pretty much have a full carpet from the beginning, and once we do the dry start and it kind of roots and grows a little bit on its own, we'll pretty much have a full carpet once we actually flood this thing. So that's the nice thing about it. I don't even know if I'm actually gonna end up using all of it. We'll just see. I'm gonna plant really densely and just hope that I can fit them all in there. But yeah, and then of course I'm actually gonna put some on the rocks too, hopefully here and there. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys after this little time lapse. So yeah, I was actually able to use all my clippings that I used, so that was nice. So I did put it. I totally forgot I was gonna put some on the rocks. So I did glue down a couple just right here, because eventually I do just want like a little bit on the top. I think it'll look nice. I don't know if Cuba's gonna do well like that, but we'll see. It's just a few cut off, so that'll be fine. But yeah, we got it all planted now. So yeah, so you can see how densely planted we got it now. Obviously, the brown that you guys see is just that gel that's in there, but only can do so much washing it off. But yeah, it's all looking pretty good, all really densely planted, so that's nice. So yeah, so the next step is, so once you're done, basically I like to just give it another full really good spray. Then we're going to take our plastic wrap, and it don't matter, I mean, just get any plastic wrap that you can, and basically we're going to cover this whole tank. Obviously I'm going to take off the light, cover the whole tank. And so we've already basically missed it, so once you missed it, just make sure you get a good mist, and then you can go ahead and put your plastic cover on. So I'll show you guys that here in a second. So now I got my foil on there. So basically you just want to overlap it maybe like an inch or two. Just make sure it's all airtight for sure. You know, you can pull it tight a little bit, but you'll know it's working when you start getting humidity on the glass and stuff to where you can't even see inside your aquarium. That's how you know it is sealed pretty tight. But even if there's like a little bit of opening somewhere, it's not going to hurt nothing, because one thing about dry start is once we do this now, we're going to want to mist it about 2 to 3 times a day. And that's really important because obviously we don't want the plants to dry out, and you might need more. You just need to check the soil, make sure it's not drying out on itself. But basically 2 or 3 times a day, and you want your light. Now, except there's no water, we don't need to worry about algae. So the sweet spot for a dry start is leaving your light on for 12 hours a day. So if you have a timer, even better, just set that thing for 12 hours and you're good to go. And the big thing is we don't want mold growing. So another thing we want to do is every day when you go to mist it, and then pull this foil back and let the tank breathe for about 30 minutes, and that basically just allows O2 to go through the tank and make sure mold doesn't grow. It just lets all the plants breathe. So that's a big part. If you do get mold, no big deal, just wipe it off and make sure, obviously we don't want to flood the tank with mold in it. But yeah, so we'll get the light back on. So we get our light back on. Nice thing about, especially like the light I have, a Twin Star, it actually holds down the foil too, which actually makes it kind of nice. So yeah, that's basically it. So other than that, the only other thing I have to say is you can't do dry start method with all type of plants, like epiphytic plants. You can't. Basically, only if you're doing dry start, only do it if you're trying to get a carpet started. That's the only reason why I would ever do one, is so that carpet can get rooted and potentially actually have a full carpet by the time you flood the tank. And so stay away from stems. Stems will actually just end up melting away most of the time. Actually, really all the time. There's really no stems that'll make it during a dry start. But yeah, so carpeting plants only. You could do, stuff maybe some like small mid-grounds would be fine, but really there's no point in doing all that. Just do your carpeting plant and dry start method, and then once you flood your tank, then you can go ahead and plant your other stuff, because by that time, once you run CO2, those are going to grow like crazy. At least with the carpeting plant, it's a big, because obviously one of the big deals with this is coming up from unrooting itself from the soil. So having that dry start with it already rooted is, a big deal, which helps a ton. So yeah, if you have any other questions, definitely follow me on Instagram at JJ Aquariums if you want to follow this dry start method and follow along the way. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.